headline: the major reasons why federal government may consider negotiation for Ipob as advised by Ikpeazu. Details: amidst the spat of acute secessionist movements in the southeastern region of the country, the incumbent governor of Abia State, Ikpeazu, has weighed in on the possible measures the federal government could take in the fight against secessionist attacks. While speaking with the Vanguard newspaper, the governor noted the relevance of negotiation in conflict resolution. He established the need for the federal government to reach out to the members of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, Ipob, and identify their basic reasons for agitation. It could be recalled that the operatives of the indigenous people of Biafra have been heavily linked to the ongoing attacks on security apparatus within the southeastern region. In a recent report by the Vanguard newspaper, about 175 people, including security agents, have been mined in about 72 attacks within the region. Significantly, these killings increased with the compulsory stay-at-home order by the members of Ipob. To address the heightening insecurity challenges in the region, the Nigerian military urgently launched Exercise Golden Dawn in the southeastern region. The Golden Dawn is tasked with the responsibility of combating insecurity within the region and return normalcy to the nooks and crannies of the region. And recently, the operatives recorded a monumental success in their first gun duel against the unknown gunmen. In all these crises, the operatives of Ipob have been heavily identified as primary suspects, and a good number of stakeholders in the region have always come up with strategies on how to curb insecurity within the region. Notably, Ikpeazu has added negotiation to the increasing list of options. Unfortunately, the tendencies of the federal government engaging the indigenous people of Biafra in a roundtable discussion might not be feasible. First, the federal government have already proscribed Ipob as a terrorist organization. It is inconceivable how the federal government will engage a group which it has already identified as a terrorist group. The recent suspected activities of the Ipob and their armed group, Eastern Security Network, have left a lot undesired. Most importantly, the federal government may not find it necessary to negotiate with a group that threatens the unity and peace of the country. Negotiation could have been considered if the leadership of Ipob are agitating against marginalization and corruption, but their movements for secession have eliminated the idea of negotiation. Regarding the unity and progress of Nigeria, secessionist movements cannot be tolerated, as it has been a great catalyst for disruption of public order. Above all, the past activities of the Ipob have made them enemies of the federal government. In the past, this group allegedly masterminded a prison break in Imo State, freeing many inmates. Possibly, the government may have lost count of the number of security stations destroyed by the suspected Ipob members. Such accusations against Ipob have jeopardized their sainthood before the federal government. Granted, negotiation could be a viable tool in reaching a compromise between the federal government and Ipob, but the circumstances that have unveiled over time have significantly undermined the tendencies of negotiation. The federal government may not consider the negotiation for Ipob as Ikpeazu has advised. Ikpeazu advised the federal government that it should consider negotiation by calling the indigenous people of Biafra on the table and having one-on-one talk with them, and identify their basic reasons for agitation. That everyone have their agitation, that the federal government should try and listen to the agitation of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra. But the federal government that has tagged the indigenous people of Biafra as a terrorist. And the federal government is saying it cannot have discussion with the Ipob people because they have been identified as terrorist group. The recent suspected activities of the Ipob and their armed group, Eastern Security Network, have left a lot undesired. Recall that in the southeast, there have been a lot of killings, there have been a lot of bloodshed, a lot of destruction of properties, kidnapping, abduction, burning down of police offices, killing police officers, army, and going away with their arms and ammunition. The federal government has tagged them a terrorist group, and it said it cannot engage in a group it has already identified as a terrorist group. The federal government may not find it necessary to negotiate with a group that threatens the unity and peace of the country. The Ipob and ESN said they are agitating for secession of the Southeasterns, but they are causing fears, they are creating insecurity, and they are bringing a lot of atrocities to the states. So, the federal government will not find it necessary to negotiate with the group because they are threatening the unity and the peace of the country. Negotiation could have been considered if the leadership of Ipob are agitating about marginalization and corruption, but their movement for secession and corruption and for secession have eliminated the idea of negotiation. The past activities of the Ipob have made them enemies of the federal government. In the past, the group allegedly masterminded a prison break in Imo State, freeing many inmates. And again, the president may have lost count of the number of security stations that has been destroyed by the suspected Ipob members. Such agitations against Ipob have jeopardized their sainthood before the federal government. The federal government is saying they cannot consider the negotiation. They cannot accept the advice that Ikpeazu is telling them about the Ipob member. He cannot sit on the table with those he has already tagged as terrorists. These killings increase with compulsory stay-at-home order by the members of Ipob. It has been seen that about 175, including security agents, have been killed in about 72 attacks with the region. Thank you, my listeners, for listening. Do have a good day and God bless you.